Hi there, I'm Kazak, and welcome to a quick guide on how to spend your puzzling cartel chips in The War Within Season 2. If you haven't gotten yours already for this week, you will pick up the quest here outside the hall to the Great Vault and the bank, and you'll pick up a quest from this poster to either defeat raid bosses or clear dungeons. And this first week we will get 3 chips, and then less in subsequent weeks until we've hit our max of 9. So going into what you want to buy for Frost Death Knights, I'm going to go ahead and run through what you're going to prioritize and then talk about why certain things aren't prioritized. So number 1 is the House of Cards. You will want to get this at whatever the highest track available to you is. Left side of the vendor is Heroic, right side is Mythic. It doesn't matter if you don't have Mythic one arm down, you want the best House of Cards you can. After that, most likely it will be the Jaster Diamond for you from either difficulty. If you don't have Mythic Gallywix and you're not going to do Mythic Gallywix anytime soon, then it's possible that you may actually want to get a Mythic Improvised Sephorium Pacemaker instead. Those two are typically pretty close. Definitely getting all 12s timed is a lot easier than Mythic Gallywix. And from me personally, I found that the Heroic Jaster Diamond is usually a side grade, so you'll kind of have to use your best judgment there. Definitely, if you have Mythic Gallywix, then you're going to get the Jaster Diamond first, then Improvised Sephorium Pacemaker, and then after that, it's pretty much up to you based on what you need to fill in. I wouldn't really recommend going for Signet because it only works with certain builds. It's hard to say that it's worth it. Eye of Kazan is potentially a good pickup at Mythic item level, but I wouldn't recommend it at all for Heroic item level, only if you can get it all the way up to that 8 of 8 Mythic and you're doing longer encounters, at least 5 minutes or longer, and ideally longer. This is really just going to be for farming parses off like One Arm, Mugsy, and Gallywix. This is not going to be super helpful on early bosses. Finally, there's one for fun pick, especially if you want to play Unholy. Getting a Myth Track Best in Slots is an okay option. The stat use on it is such that you can play the standard Breath build with a 2-hander. It plays the exact same way, and you just are cycling Best in Slots and House of Cards as often as you can during cooldowns. But at best, it's just a side grade to the normal builds and play styles, so there's not really a huge reason to seek this out unless you want to play all 3 specs equally, and then this is a really good weapon for Unholy and Blood. If you're really, really unlucky with weapons, you could get a remixed Ignition Saber. I wouldn't particularly recommend it, though. There are lots of ways to get Myth Track weapons, and not lots of ways to get a Myth Track House of Cards, Jaster Diamond, even the Pacemaker. That's difficult to get at Mythic item level. And I also don't recommend this at all. It's bugged for us. The damage proc doesn't work. The strength proc is really underwhelming. And the reverb radio, we don't like haste that much. It's not particularly good for us. I would say almost everything on this first page for Death Knights is not a good pickup. And then most of this second page as well. And then similar to the Rick Reverb weapon, the Wise Guys refused to offer. It's got good stats, but there's better ways to pick up Myth Track weapons. So hopefully that answers any questions you have about what you want to focus your puzzling cartel chips on. Thanks for watching.